Let me tell you a few things about my childhood. I mean, I was a pretty anxious kid. I used to get stressed out quite easily. Things such as my exams coming up. Yeah, those used to definitely freak me out. And the most recent stressful event that I could remember about my life is me stressing about my university applications, not getting the responses that I was expecting. Additionally, there are a few other memories that I can recall. One of them being being really stressed out at a sporting event. I believe it was football. That's what I was involved in. I was part of the school team, and we had gone to the nationals to play against another team. And I recall being super stressed out to the point that I couldn't even perform, and I played horribly. Those memories still haunt me. I also remember being constantly anxious about my near future, about how the events in my life are going to unfold, about what could go wrong. And yeah, this was quite an uncomfortable feeling. And I particularly remember having these thoughts and these emotions during my teenage years, all the way till my early 20s. Maybe that's when you truly become self-conscious. Prior to that, your life is on tutorial mode. You're a kid. You're not self-conscious enough to be stressed out, let's say. But once you hit this number, about 13, 14, 15, 16, that's when you start being self-conscious, self-aware. And that's when the stressors start piling up. I realized that as a teenager and as a young adult, I was pretty much using a bunch of coping mechanisms to deal with these stressors. I remember being hooked on junk food, binge watching anime, binge watching Netflix shows, binge watching YouTube, just sedating myself as soon as a stressor hit and I wanted to feel good. I just wanted to numb myself down, start feeling good again, because I was so not accustomed to this feeling of, being stressed. Your heart beating faster, your body releasing a bunch of neurochemicals, primarily adrenaline and cortisol. So yeah, my body wasn't super well versed on handling these things. Fast forward a couple of years, now I'm 25, and I would call myself as one of the most stoic people that I know. I'm no longer stressed. Things rarely stress me out, to be honest, at this point of time in my life. It's not because my life is super stable and I have no stresses. It's because I have adopted certain protocols, habits, tools, as you might say, that allow me to better handle my stress. One of these tools are cold showers. And at this point, I know they're really, really popular. You might have seen a bunch of people making videos on them. And the reason why they're so popular is because they work. They work. There's a body of scientific literature supporting it, that it actually works. It actually allows you to remain more calm under stressful situations. It improves your stress tolerance. And I can attest to it. So it will take you like as little as a week to really see the changes in your stress tolerance. So this is how I exactly started taking cold showers. I took a 2-minute long cold showers, screamed during the entire shower, and yeah, woke up the next day, took a cold shower again, screamed during the entire cold shower. And before you know it, I realized that I was more calm under pressure. It's almost like those 2-minute bouts that you go into during a cold shower. They're like training your nervous system as to how to react under stress. It's like literally training a muscle. Just imagine that you have never done a push-up before. You've never worked out before. and all of a sudden you are required to do 15 push-ups in a row. You're going to feel pretty sore as soon as you're done, because your muscles are not used to it. They're not accustomed to this amount of training, of this amount of lactic acid building up in your muscles. They have never been trained, so they react in a fashion that is kind of not pleasant. I feel this analogy can be I feel this is analogous to taking cold showers and reducing stress. If your body is not accustomed to taking stressors, it's not going to feel super nice when a stressful event hits and your cortisol and your adrenaline levels skyrocket. What cold showers pretty much do is they mimic a stressful event. So I believe there's research around this that shows that when you are exposed to cold, your adrenaline levels go really, really high up, like 500% or something. So this pretty much allows your body to get accustomed to those levels, and when a stressor actually hits you in your real life, your body is kind of like, been there, done that, I know how to handle it. Like, your body is now more adept, being more stoic, being more calm, being more relaxed under stressful situations. This has greatly improved like multiple domains of my life. Not just like hearing bad news and not being super anxious about it, or not being too stressed about the future. Not just those domains, but literally in other domains, such as, let's say, when I'm sparring in the gym. I'm usually pretty stressed when it comes to sparring. However, after taking cold showers, I'm a lot more relaxed. In competitive sports, I'm a lot more relaxed, and I can now perform much better. I can give a performance that much closely resembles my actual skill and ability. So I believe cold showers are like a really, really important tool to have in your toolkit, especially if you're someone who has to perform under stressful situations. This is like a game changer. Back in my earlier years, when I was a teenager, I used to crumble under stress and look for a way out, a coping mechanism. I didn't like the heat. I didn't like feeling stressed or anxious, and I just wanted to numb that feeling out, sedate myself. But since I have now primed my nervous system to be much more tolerant of stress, I no longer impulsively jump to a coping mechanism. It's like if I feel stressed, I am almost like, yeah, okay, it's there. I mean, I'm not super happy about it, but I'm not stressed to the point where I need a coping mechanism or I need it to stop. It's like I'm used to it. To perform well in life, or to do well in anything, any endeavor, it simply comes down to how much stress can you handle in life. Like, think about it, really. If you want to run a really successful business, you are going to face stressors of different magnitude. And I believe that those who perform, or those who become excellent businessmen, their threshold for stress tolerance is significantly higher than someone who's a novice businessman, or someone who is just not that good at doing business. Apart from having the business acumen, of course, I think your ability to tolerate stress is a major determining factor as to how well you will perform in that endeavor, in the endeavor of life.